All right, Jack, let's see how much trouble we can get into in one night.
Why stop now?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how are you tonight, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm juvenile. That's what I am. I got this idea in my head,
Is that,
and
is that like being Jewish?
no. This is like being
Oh.
a 13-year-old in a 48-year-old's body.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
I laughed to myself so long about the title I proposed to you.
I know, right?
Which I can't put on the screen, and I don't even think I can ask because we are on YouTube. Let's just say it deals with Hasan's closet and why he's so angry. Figure that out yourselves.
It's about wardrobe selection.
Fabulous wardrobe.
Super fabulous.
I was watching Willie Mack's newest video on Hasan, and I've thought this many times. I'm just going to come out and say, I think Hasan Piker's gay, and I think he's angry because he comes from a Muslim family, and they would stone him to death if he admitted that he likes wiener more than he's supposed to. I believe that. I 100%, the guy's just angry constantly. For somebody as rich and famous and has got to hobnob with big wigs, for him to be that angry all the time, there's got to be something underlying. So either one of his uncles, let's say Muhammaded him when he was little, and he's got some underlying issues there, or he just really wants to touch wiener without getting stoned to death.
It could be both. I mean, there is a correlation there.
And yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong for him to be gay. I'm saying he would be happier if he just admitted it.
Yeah, now, just come out of the closet.
I watched Willie Mack's video, and Willie Mack's latest video is on Hasan, and it's about Hasan interviewing that terrorist.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to play you just a clip from this, because I did not go and watch all of the clips of Hasan talking to this terrorist, because I'm not helping support a terrorist. But seeing the clip, I couldn't help myself. Retro V Gamer, thank you so much, giving out the 5 gift subs to the channel. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. It's very, very kind. All right, Jack. I'm just going to leave this evidence. I'll whether or not Hasan Piker is a gay man. This is him talking about the terrorist. This is him describing that terrorist. You ready?
No, but go ahead.
Let's get the last of the dings out of the way here. I think that we should have one more, right? Or not. Okay. Fuck. So this is Hasan.
Timothy Chalamet, we saw already, obviously. I talked about this already. This dude is like, dude, nobody has an answer to this, okay? I'm sorry. If you're this effortlessly cool and good looking while you are overtaking a commercial vessel on international waters that are 100 miles off of your country's coastline, Israel and America have no answer to counter this propaganda.
What?
If you're this cool and good looking while you're being a terrorist, they have no answer for you.
What?
Uh-huh.
It looks very warm out there because he looks so hot.
He's super sexy.
I like his hairy chest. That really helps sell it to me.
Keldrick.
I like his boarding actions.
Thank you, Keldrick. What is IH? Oh, maybe it said I, but don't you know, Islam countries are super progressive, give away free sex changes. I'm sure if he asks, they will gladly turn him into a woman so he can have sex with all the men he wants. Well, he's from Turkey. I don't know if they do that in Turkey. And Dark Resurrect, thank you. I think the 70 plus sites bombed would disagree with that statement. No. We just don't have an answer because that guy's too pretty. He's too pretty, you guys.
You just won't understand. He's into conquest, if you know what I'm saying.
But I'm watching that, and I'm like, did you really just say that? He's too good looking for the Israelis or the Americans to answer him. Dude's a fucking terrorist. And Hasan, if you guys haven't seen the interview, I don't recommend watching it because why give him more attention for it? Right. Watch people making fun of him for it, like Willie. It is distressing the lengths he goes to not to ask this guy. He whines that CNN interviews terrorists and then they get away with it. CNN aren't asking terrorists, do you like One Piece? Which this asshole actually asked a terrorist. That was his hard-hitting question.
Wow. Stunning and brave.
Do you like One Piece? It's disturbing.
Okay, Jack, you just creeped me out. Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. Ask all my exes. Especially when you start making basement jokes. I dropped the link to Willie Mack's video.
Oh, thank you. I was going to do that myself and just hadn't got to it yet. Yeah, check out Willie. I like Willie. Willie does good work over there.
I like Willie. Ranting Monkey 2024.
That's right. I like Willie the person, not like Hasan, who likes Willie the genital.
The metaphor.
The metaphor sounds so much better than saying the genital. I was a little more spot on than you were there.
You gotta dress it up a little bit, Monkey. We're on the YouTubes.
By the way, this is from a couple weeks ago. That screen cap for the thumbnail, that's from like 3 days ago on his channel. This guy goes out of his way to give himself gay porn mustaches.
Yeah, this handlebar mustache. I mean, if you're not Hulk Hogan, or yeah, that's about it. You look kind of YMCA, Just saying.
Thank you, Ship, who says ship.
Oh, Ship.
The second one was actually ship. So I read it a little bit wrong, but thank you so much, Ship. I appreciate it. Yeah, watching this, it goes into Hasan melting down over people questioning him over his love for a terrorist. Let's just call it what it was.
Yeah, he really fangirled right there.
Right? That's not taken out of context in any way. He's like, yeah, I want to hump that guy.
Oh, he's so brave. Israel has no response to somebody this masculine, cool, and handsome. Ugh.
He gets mad at his audience for, being like, hey, why would you do this? And one guy posted the video to Reddit. There's it's called Live Stream Fails. And it's one of Hasan fans put up there. Hasan is talking with a terrorist live right now. And Hasan's mad that somebody put that out there. And by the way, they put in there that talking to a terrorist, according to the White House. This guy, according to the White House, is a terrorist. He's a Houthi. The Houthis are terrorists. Biden just put them back on the terrorist list after they took them off. Donald Trump, it's one of the last things he did in office is officially name the Houthis as terrorists. And Biden got into office and went, no, they're not. And, until they started, piracy.
Yeah, and attacking us.
And it's just amazing to watch the lengths he'll go to excuse the fact that he did something really stupid. Look, do I think Hasan actually supports terrorists? Yeah, but not because he likes terrorists. It's because he's a fucking retard. And he, honest to God, doesn't know any better. He's really that stupid, Jack. He really thinks
he's sorry.
He really thinks his boyfriend there is a freedom fighter rather than a terrorist.
Oh yeah, because he doesn't understand the difference. Yeah, whenever somebody says one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist, or whatever combination of that, that shows their ignorance because there are distinct differences between freedom fighters and terrorists.
Over on the Streamlabs, thank you so very much. Oh, I thought I had that timed out. It didn't work. A ball potato, thank you so very much. You've said much worse, like I would. You've said much worse, like I would suck a dick right now if I could. They just wouldn't let me. I'd take it right up the butt. Ranting Monkey 2021. I have that on video. Send me the video if you would, because I have no doubt I said it. I just don't know the context.
Context? That's not important.
I say a lot of things.
I hear you on that one.
And yeah, some of them even with context are just as bad as they sound. But yeah, there you go. Some rando that tried to, actually, this guy's not just a rando. He is I forget his name exactly, but he's got quite a following on TikTok. He's become an international celebrity on TikTok for being a terrorist.
As a middle-aged man, this is some rando. The TikToks, you kids and your tickety talks.
In fact, Hasan brought him on because he's known as the handsome Houthi or something like that.
The handsome Houthi? That's like the worst possible like highwayman name.
Yeah,
like the what are you gonna fight the Scarlet Pimpernel next week?
I see it, and all I can think is Zorro the Gay Blade. Remember that?
Oh yeah, nice.
That was really big in the mid 80s. That movie came out.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a gay parody kind of thing of Zorro. Have you seen the new Zorro movie?
No.
Me neither, and I'm wondering if it's worth watching.
Probably not.
Captain Jack Rando. The whole point of this, besides to just point out that this man is 150% gay. He is so gay that he gets erections just hearing the word dick. He doesn't even have to think, but just the word triggers an erection. And that's okay. You can be gay.
Sees a can of spotted dick and chubs up immediately.
But my issue is that this guy is, no matter what he claims, and this is something that Willie does point out in the video again, because it's Hasan's favorite thing. I'm a nobody. I'm just a nobody. Nobody listens to me. I have no power. Yes, he does. Even now, Jack, he gets like 300,000 views on his streams over on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then they're uploaded over here in clips where they get 200,000 views. He has a range. He has a reach. And at one point in the video, he's like, Ben Shapiro, he's got a lot more power than I do. And that's fine. That's probably true. Actually, it's probably not true. Ben probably gets more pushback than Hasan does from his side.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you have none. And I'm tired of this fucking pussy hiding behind, but I'm just some dude in my basement, when he puts himself out there as an authority all the time.
Yeah. And he's got millions of followers. Yeah. Just because you have less power and influence than somebody doesn't mean you're not influential. That's absolutely dumb. He's trying to hide behind the same kind of argument that Jon Stewart used to make. Oh, I'm just a comedian. No, you're not. Shut the fuck up. You're a political commentator. Stop trying to use that as a shield, because that's what he's doing. He's hiding behind it like a bitch.
And I don't remember if we said this, but he said on, CNN interviews terrorists all the time. CNN doesn't talk about how sexy they are. When CNN would, interview Arafat back in the day, they weren't like, hey, sexy, how are you today? You know what I mean? This motherfucker's drooling on this guy.
Well, I've heard that Anderson Cooper is really nice to talk to.
Well, Anderson is gay.
Oh, yeah.
That's not even a joke. He's actually a gay man, like Hasan Piker. But this guy gets away with it all the time. This is a guy who's hobnobbed with AOC.
Well, he gets away with being gay because it's okay to be gay, monkey.
Oh, I don't mind him getting away with the being gay part. It's all the other shit. He can wear whatever gay mustache he wants to. Signal to the boys that you're willing to meet him in the bathroom with the hole in the stall. I don't care. Go suck a dick, Hasan. Maybe put something in that mouth to keep it closed. Because all you do is lie. You spread nonsense propaganda and then fall back on, I'm just some dude. I'm nothing. If you really were nothing, cool. I would just make fun of you for, drooling over another man and just refusing to admit you're gay because your family would stone you to death. But this guy has clout. This guy has power. There are people who listen to him for their news. There are people who listen to him for their opinions. And you don't get to just hide behind, no. On the plus side, more and more people have started going after this asshole, and it's having an effect. His views are way down because people are seeing what a dumbass he is.
Well, he is pretty much a dumbass, so.
And that's how you deal with these kind of people. You show what a dumbass they are, and even their fans will eventually distance themselves because they don't want to be associated with a dumbass. When you can sit there and point over and like his thing where he the bombing of that hospital in Gaza, remember that?
Oh yeah.
He's like, it was 100% the Israelis. Look, that sounds like a JDAM. Like he's a fucking munitions expert. And then the next day we get to see it, and he still beats that. There comes a point where you can't defend it anymore. There comes a point where you look at him and you're like, fuck. I like a lot of what he says, but I don't want people knowing I listen to him. It's what was done with the bedroom feminists, right? We just pointed out how stupid they were, and people started distancing themselves, and then they stopped doing it. You got to call out the stupid. That's the whole point there. That's the whole point. I don't know how you can live with yourself. Who? What did I say this time? Anyway, so Hasan Piker, a gay man, confirmed. I just want to point that. You know, I just, for anybody who's like, hey, you didn't confirm it, I want to listen to that one more time, Jack. I just want to listen to it one more time.
A commercial vessel on international waters that are 100 miles.
We need to go back.
I'm sorry. If you're this effortlessly cool and good looking while you are overtaking
Hasan confirmed homosexual.
Allegedly.
Cenk, don't stone him to death. I don't want him anything bad to happen to the man. I really do want him to get some help with his anger issues. And if he took a few dicks and let people know it, I think he'd be a happier person.
Look, I think he just needs to find a nice guy named Vlad who can impale him.
He could just be terrosexual.
That's funny.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. So, Jack, other than making fun of Hasan for, well, being a terrorist supporter, and, of course, promoting Willie's video, I mean, we don't give him many views, but seriously, guys, check him out. He's funny.
Yeah, Hasan's mustache is horrible.
This is not one of his funnier videos. It's not that it's not funny at all, but this is a much more just fact kind of video. So just keep that in mind when you're watching, because usually Willie's got a lot of bangers going on while he's doing that stuff. Do I really want to talk? Yeah, I guess. Because this stupid shit was going around today. We still have other news from the other day to cover, but just where we are. This shit was going on. I don't know who Emerald Robinson is. I forget who she works for, some right-wing thing. She says this: a Christian man destroyed a statue of Satan in the Iowa Capitol. He's charged with a hate crime. Two guys film a gay porn video in a Senate hearing room. No charges. What does that tell you? That butt sex and public property destruction are two different things?
To be fair, there were two dudes fucking, and some dude fucked up a statue. So
I guess
both fucking.
But we also have the fact that one was in Iowa and one was in the Capitol.
Oh yeah.
So there are going to be some
geography, different situations.
I want to know what
the thought pattern here.
I want to know what the charge should be for the butt fucking thing. Look, I think that was gross. I don't think it should have happened. I think the guy absolutely deserved to be fired, which he was. But what's the criminal charge there?
Well, sex in a public place is generally frowned upon legally. Also illegal filming, because that's a restricted area. You would need a permit to film there.
And how do you prove that was actually not just a green screen that they were doing it in front of, or that they were at a set somewhere? Nobody caught them in the act.
I'm sure there's CCTV in there.
Probably not.
Well, to be fair, one's a Democrat, so automatic pass.
And on the other one, I just want to say the guy who destroyed that Satanist statue, he did it, and you can't do that. Yes, they were just being dickheads, but you still did it. You got a slap on the wrist for it. You'll have to pay a fine for it. If I'm him, that's worth it. They were being a dick. I was a dick back. I got a fine for it. The end.
I really don't care about either one of these stories, honestly, because the one guy got fired and the other guy had to pay a fine, right?
Yeah.
He didn't do any real jail time or anything.
As far, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the statue was fucking stupid anyway. It just looked like trash. So, I mean, the janitor probably would have thrown it away within a couple days anyway.
All you did was give them the attention they were clearly looking for.
Yeah. Just ignore them. The Satanists want nothing more than to A, sue people, and B, get attention in the media.
Yes.
That's all they live for.
And you did exactly what they wanted instead of just ignoring it and laughing at them for the retards they are.
Yep.
Good job.
They're real life trolls, and like Ebony said, ignore the trolls. And just give them more money and fame.
It bothers me because we see this over and over and over again. How come X is allowed and Y isn't? And they're not even close to the same thing?
No, I think it would have been better to say, why aren't these black guys that attack the Asians being charged with hate crimes?
Why not? There have been countless examples of property destruction, whether it's just straight vandalism with spray paint or actually breaking shit, where these guys didn't go to jail or anything.
Yeah.
That a one-to-one comparison. We saw that through the summer of 2020.
Look, you have to think that through and do 5 minutes of work on Google. I don't think that anybody wants to do that. Sounds like work.
You don't help the cause when what you're doing is making a bad comparison.
Yeah. Real quick, thank you, Keldrig. I'm sure Cenk knows all too well how gay Hasan is.
Maybe, I mean, he's his uncle, and I mentioned uncles earlier. I'm just saying.
Well, was Hasan dressed like a pony or something?
And he doesn't look like a horse, so I don't know if he'd be into it. You know, you just mentioned these guys, and that's timely because we have some updates on them, even though we didn't talk about this story yet. Police believe 4 of the migrants arrested in a cop beatdown near Times Square fled on a bus to California.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, no bail. Why not run for the hills?
Frosted, thank you. To be fair, both guys destroyed an asshole. That is true. That is true.
Hell.
But criminally, there's differences. All right, so if you guys haven't seen this story, some migrants out there in New York beat the shit out of 2 cops.
Yeah, they got ganged up on.
4 of them were arrested. A 5th one was arrested later. But the 4 were let go with no bail and have now apparently jumped bail and ran to California. Went out to California after they found their black gold there, Jack.
Yep, and they'll quickly fade into the southern border somewhere, I'm sure.
4 of the migrants cut loose without bail after allegedly my ass. They're on video doing it. Ganging up on 2 New York City police officers near Times Square, maybe on the run, the Post has learned.
Yeah, thanks.
The group could have hopped on a bus bound for California on Wednesday after giving phony names to a church-affiliated nonprofit group that helps migrants get rides out of the city. Isn't that nice? You just aided and abetted criminals, you shitheads. I mean, you were doing it anyway. You said illegal aliens, but why is that even allowed?
Because the NGOs are the ones helping the Democrat Party get more votes and seats in the House.
Yeah, I just for the record here, I would want them out of my state too. If I'm being honest, I'd be paying like, yeah, get the fuck out. However, what you're talking about is purposefully aiding and abetting criminals, and that, as far as I know, is criminal, Jack.
Yeah, but nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody's going to go to jail out of this.
Darwin Gomez, Kelvin Aroka, Wilson Juarez, and Yorman Reveron were released without monetary bail by a Manhattan judge. But Reveron, who had private arrests on his rap sheet, was put on supervised release. How'd that work out? Yeah, exactly. So if you're in California and you're a cop, good luck, because got migrants beating cops now, Jack, in broad daylight.
Yeah, why not? They're not afraid of any consequences. Like, who was it? I think Jesse Kelly said it. They've won. They're the conquerors. That they are protected, and they know it.
Yeah.
So why would they celebrate? The one guy came out flipping everybody off because there's no consequence. They're not going to face any real punishment. Oh, we got a sob story. Oh, we're so poor in our home country. Oh, it's so scary. Boo-hoo. Everybody feel bad for me. I'm going to commit a bunch of crimes in your country because I have zero respect for you or your people. They don't give a shit. There's no consequence for illegal immigrants anymore.
What Jack is talking about is on the screen there. The 4 on the left are the original 4 that were arrested. The one on the right, he's the 5th one who was arrested. And as he was released from the jail, some reporters were asking him questions, and this was his response. That's how he responded to being asked about being a shitbag. I don't know what people expected to happen from this.
The only thing I'm surprised by is they didn't kill those officers.
I'd also like to point out, look at the women and children in these pictures. Wait, no. Those are all dudes.
They're just doing it for the bread, monkey. They thought those officers were bakers.
Military-aged men.
Yep. Anybody that doesn't think this is some kind of invasion, even a soft invasion, is delusional.
Yeah.
The number of people that have flooded the borders is more than some states have.
I don't know that I would call it a soft invasion anymore, Jack, because they're being welcomed in by the people in power.
Yeah.
Is that an invasion if they're welcomed?
It still is to the population, but to the rulers over us, they're welcoming in the cultural shift that they think is going to benefit us. Never in history has this worked, and never in history has this many people done this. But it's been done before, where migration happens and they just end up taking over because the culture shifts with the number of people. Because they're going to come here, have a bunch of babies that'll be citizens, and they'll raise them in the culture that they just left, with all the criminality that comes with it, because the thinking is different in South and Central America than it is in the other rest of North America, which would be the US and Canada. They have a different mindset, different cultural values. You're allowed to beat your wife in most of those countries because she's property. They regard them as property. And it's been an issue here before. So they will bring those cultural values with them and raise their kids with those, and it will shift demographics. Population-wise, they're going to start outnumbering the native population and outbreeding them. Look at Dearborn.
Oh, yeah. Look at Minneapolis. I mean, it's happening already. And you're just bringing in more and more. The weird thing is, Jack, is to bring in many different cultures, right? Because you look at Dearborn, that's Muslim. You look at the southern border, they can tell me it's not Mexican, but let's be honest, it's below our southern border. A lot of it's interchangeable.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's Chileans who are mad at me because I just compared them to Venezuelans, but you guys have a lot more in common with each other than with me.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the color of your skin. I'm talking about the language you speak.
The language, the ancestry, because I mean you've got Aztecs, Incas, Mayas.
With the Spanish. I mean the Spanish
are
the
Spanish invasion or conquest, I guess it would be.
We kicked the Spanish out.
Yeah. Thank you, Keldrake. Those aren't real people names. Probably not. It's probably not their real names anyway. So unless they've already had a record here and they've been verified somehow, I don't doubt those are phony names.
Well, the one dude they even tell us he had a record, so they put him on supervised release.
Oh, he's got to make a phone call every now and then.
What happened to? Well, we're going to let the ones who are legal, the ones who don't break the law, stay, and we'll get rid of the others.
Nope, send them all back. They all broke the law coming here illegally.
No, I agree with you, but this is their line, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, we'll prioritize the ones who break. They beat cops. It's on video. It's not even a fucking question. Oh no, right to a trial. They're not Americans. They're not covered by my Constitution. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. You do a crime, you should be deported. I'm sorry. That's true for people with green cards. If you murder somebody or hit someone with your car, you could be deported for that. If you're doing drunk driving, you could technically be deported for that if you're convicted.
Well.
How's that for a segue, monkey?
I hear you. Except that's not exactly true. At least on the federal level, there was a vote in Congress, Jack.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The vote did pass, in fairness, but the vote was on whether or not people found guilty of drunk driving, illegals found guilty of drunk driving, could be kicked out. 150 Democrats said no.
Of course.
150. I have trouble even processing the fact that there's that many morons out there.
No, they're not morons. They're traitors.
But let's
be honest. They want to protect criminals.
Well, you're not wrong. But, oh God, did that guy finally block me? Of course he did.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted. Jack, I don't know why you're so up in arms about our new migrant friends. All they want to do is help us. They even have their own book on how to serve man. Yeah, that's it's an apt analogy. They're eating us alive.
Elon Musk had retweeted the vote. I thought I had it pulled up, but I can't find it, so I got to go over to his thing and find it. And he's like, what the hell's going on in this country? And one of the Krasensteins had to speak up and tell us.
Of course,
it's kind of misleading to say that these guys get away, that the Democrats were voting against stopping illegals from drunk driving. And here's the tweet from Elon. So I just want to put it up so you can see exactly what was said. The original tweet says, breaking, 150 Democrats vote against a bill to deport illegals caught driving while drunk. And that is the fucking vote. And Elon asks, what's going on? And old Krasenstein, he says, well, that's misleading because the bill included green card holders, Jack.
So
it's not just illegals, but people working aliens here could get kicked out for drunk driving.
Yeah, they used to do that. That's a thing.
But this is where we are.
That's not new. They can have you deported for a lot of different reasons.
Like this, it was Ed Krasenstein. I found his post. I wasn't even looking anymore. I was just going to paraphrase. But since I have it, this post is a bit misleading. The bill that these Democrats voted against also calls for the deportation of aliens, in quotes for some reason, convicted of DUI. That includes legal non-citizen residents. This would apply to green card holders as well as American Samoans and certain individuals from Swains Island. You mean non-Americans, non-citizens?
Yeah, Samoa's a territory, so
why the fuck do we need drunk driving non-citizens here? Do we not have enough Americans who drive drunk?
I guess not. I guess we have to import more.
This we have pointed out where we've, like with the bill that's coming up for securing the border. We pointed out that they're leaving out the fact that securing the border, they're also tying it to Ukrainian money.
Yeah.
That's because those are different things that belong together, and there's a good reason why they're objecting to it. The Democrats are literally, even if I give them the benefit of the doubt, and it is because they give that much of a shit about the 8 American Samoans here that drive drunk and should be kicked out, they're still defending, drunk drivers who shouldn't be here.
Why do we want to keep criminals in our country if they're not from here? We could send them home.
How many Democrats voted for it? Let's see. None. 59. Sorry, it's right there. 59. Out of the 209, there were also 4 not votes. So of the 209 Democrats who vote, 150 of them said we shouldn't deport migrants for driving drunk. I mean this sincerely. I'm not kidding here, but I really do hope that none of them have a family member who gets hit by an illegal driving drunk. It doesn't make it better if they're, hit by a citizen, other than the fact that, if that person if our laws had been followed, they wouldn't be on the streets in the first place.
Yeah.
We shouldn't need that to kick them out. We shouldn't need that. We shouldn't need a new law that says, hey, if these guys are driving drunk, we can kick them out.
Yep.
That's misleading. No, it's not. You're a fucking retard, man. I wasn't even trying to find them. The Krasensteins, I do follow them, Jack, but I scroll past them as much as I read them, honestly.
Monkey. Yeah, pretty much any felony will get you deported if they want it to be.
Oregon is
very. There you are.
Oh, sorry. Did we not get the title of the article? Let me reread that.
No, you vanished.
Oregon lawmakers ban 10 GOP Oregon Democrats ban 10 GOP lawmakers from the ballot for the same action Democrats took in
multiple states. Yes, states. We're stuck on an image, so it's a mystery. I don't think they want him talking about this. There's some secret cabal of silence going on. Silence, I tell you. Hey, Devil Fruit. How you doing, man? Like, share, subscribe. Give us money. Monkey's still gone. So, let's see. Here's some crimes that could get you deported. Drug trafficking, rape, arms trafficking, aggravated assault, fraud, violence, weapons violations, forgery, aggravated felonies, murder, kidnapping, DUI, perjury, moral turpitude, alien smuggling, so no bringing dead UFO creatures over the border, controlled substances, handling stolen property, manslaughter, criminal threats, sex abuse, theft, burglary, sex abuse of a minor, firearms. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, that was weird because I never lost my internet connection. I just got disconnected from here.
Yeah, you said some magic word and they made you go away. Swains Island doesn't have roads or buildings. Why even mention that? Why not? Right?
I'm cutting in and out here. Hang on. I'm going to close this down and come right back. Will you talk to them for a second?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Well, in slightly happier news, an Australian court ruled that a 44-year-old man that was forced to get the shot doesn't get workers' comp because he got a heart disease from it. The government tried to argue that laws didn't apply because it was an emergency. Oh, that's fucking crap. And thank you, Alan, for the generous donation. Morning, my friend. Good morning, Alan. Hope you're doing well out there. Appreciate it.
Try this.
Are you back?
Maybe. YouTube said there would be no slander of the Special K brothers. Well, the weird thing is it was StreamYards. It wasn't YouTube. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. My internet connection hasn't dipped at all. Because I can see, the little thing telling me whether I'm connected or not.
Yeah. Well, you should probably refresh your Streamlabs just in case.
I did. I just, oh, no, I get what you're saying. That is not one of the windows I closed.
Oh, hey, Colorful. How you doing?
There we go.
Yeah, so I don't know, dude.
Okay, I do want to cover this article. So, Yeah, I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm not going to reread the title again. And I will throw it into chat just in case. Oregon has banned 10 Republican lawmakers from even running. These are their state, I believe they're state senators, Jack. And the way that they did this, it's not that they insurrection or anything like that. No. Thank you, Alan. It says, good morning, Monkey. Good morning, sir. Hope you're well. What they did is the lawmakers, in order to have some leverage because of how blue Oregon is, they would leave the state or they would refuse to come to work, basically, so that they couldn't get a quorum to actually get anything passed through the House.
Oh, I remember this. They did this. The Dems did this like a couple years back.
The Dems have done it many times, including this last year, I believe, was the latest time they've done it.
Yeah, we've talked about that a couple times.
So what Oregon did is they put a ballot measure on the ballot back. I want to say it was in 2022. Don't quote me on that. It's in the story somewhere. But what the ballot measure says is that if you miss more than 10 unexcused days, then you can't be in government anymore. Wow. So these guys missing these days, that was unexcused, they can no longer run for office.
What is this, high school? They can't graduate? They're going to get a permanent record?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Look, I think it's kind of dumb what they do when they leave these places. Your job is to be there. You're going to lose. You already know you're going to lose. It's kind of childish what they're doing.
Yeah.
But to make it say, hey, you can't run anymore. I thought these were the Democrats, the people who champion democracy.
Oh, no. How dare you?
Unless it's a Republican, and then suddenly democracy no longer matters. I mean, they've done the same thing with Trump, right?
They're trying to murder democracy. Speaking of that, did you see that Trump's case got removed from the calendar?
Which case?
The Washington, D.C. one that Jack Smith's doing.
Again, which one? This would be the insurrection one, right?
I think so.
Because the other one's Florida.
It's not the Florida one. I retweeted it. Hold on, let me find it.
No, I didn't see that. But anyway, this goes into talk about how the Democrats, this is their new tool, is removing people from ballots.
Yeah, well, they got to weaponize government against the people because they can. Well, yeah. Why give up power when you have absolute power? Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. He was a 44-year-old man that now has the heart of a 90-year-old. Basically, any activity caused him to be exhausted. Can't keep up with his young son, but at least now he's getting workman's comp from the government for the rest of his life. Well, he deserves it. So, yeah, that's bullshit. But I'm glad he got it, the workman's comp. It's fucking sick.
Devil Fruit says, saying they aren't the democracy is racist. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I always forget about the racist rules these days.
I just grabbed the first version of it. It's the post-millennial one. It's the last link.
Okay.
A couple people have reported on it. That's just the first article.
No, that's fine, dude. We do try to tell the audience if we're coming from a clearly biased source from the right. I mean, it's always biased from the left, so we gotta make that distinction from time to time. Get this shit off my screen. January 6th case removed from the DC docket. Case brought by Jack Smith and presided over by Judge Chutkin. I don't know how you say that. Currently has motions pending that are on appeal. January 6th case, yeah, so it is that one. Against Donald Trump has been dropped from the court public calendar. Case brought by special, that's the same thing set up there. Former President Donald Trump's March 4th trial date on charges of plotting to overthrow the government has been dropped from the public calendar, a sign of what has long been anticipated, that his claim of presidential immunity from criminal prosecution would delay the trial while it remains on appeal, the Washington Post reports. Yeah, it's not, I mean, the judge refused to move the date, And the Trump folks have been trying to push this for a while. Like, you need to move the date back, move it back, move it back. And Jack Smith has been like, no, because we got to do it before the election. Let's be honest about this, shall we? Nothing is ever going to come from this, because one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to push this back so long that Donald Trump becomes president and he pardons himself, or he loses the election and he's no longer a threat, so nobody cares and it all goes away anyway.
There's that.
Could they be vindictive enough to still push it afterwards? Sure. Is it likely? Probably not. But this just indicates what, I mean, they said it right there, what many people expected to happen anyway. There was no way to get this case in there by March 4th, and there was no reason to rush it at this point. How long does it normally take these guys once an investigation starts? It's years. But suddenly this one just had to be done before the Republican primary is over? Really?
Well, they want to convict him right now.
They couldn't even go, hey, you know what? We'll move it back 3 months, which is still in the middle of the campaign.
No, they need to utterly destroy this man monkey.
Yes.
They have to bleed him dry and make him weep, and then maybe they'll give some mercy death on him.
It bothers me that there's an old man doing leg lifts in the corner in that ad, because I'm an old man and I feel like they're shaming me right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
But to the point of the article, it's not unexpected. The only real question is going to be, when are they going to put it back on the docket? Because they're going to put it back on. Even if this drags out till after the election, this will be back on the calendar before the election. Whether it actually gets heard before then is probably not going to happen. If he's convicted, would it even hurt his election chances? I would say no. At this point, people are where they are on this. Nobody's sitting back with, okay, I don't want to say nobody, but most people are not sitting back waiting to hear the evidence. We all know the fucking evidence. You know, I saw somebody debating. I wish I could remember who exactly. I want to say it was Destiny and them. I just don't remember who. But they were like, he's clearly guilty. There's no way he didn't know. Everybody kept telling him. You know, the one thing that nobody has shown? Not a single person has pointed to any evidence that has shown Donald Trump himself has said he knew that the election wasn't fraudulent. And that matters.
Yeah, it absolutely matters.
Here, let me give you an example. Let's take, I don't know, Dylan Mulvaney. Tons of us have told him he's a dude. But I'm still supposed to treat him like a woman, right? Because he believes.
Well, that's different. He's a liberal.
Old leg lift man, thank you. What's your excuse, pussy? Shut up. Anyway, thank you for the donation. You have to prove that Donald Trump did not know that the election was real. And that's if you believe it was. If you believe there was nothing on the up and up, you have to believe that. And you can't just tell me everybody told him. Because I know people, Jack, I know people that would insist that 2 + 2 is 5, no matter how many people gave them examples and told them, and they still believe it because they're retarded, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There are a lot of retards out there.
They're not lying, they're dumb. And dumb is not a crime.
Not yet. When I'm emperor.
Yeah, so until you guys can come to me and say, here was Donald Trump saying he knew he lost, you have nothing. And that's the biggest problem that Jack Smith runs into here.
Yeah.
Because you can bring in witness after witness. I told Donald Trump. And what he said? He said I was wrong. Oh, so you just proved that he honestly believed what he said.
Correction, he said, wrong.
Wrong.
You're the most wrongest of wrong-headed wrongers that I've ever met.
That is still one of my favorite moments in political history, is him just wrong when she's trying to talk.
Oh my God, that was fucking outstanding. Those debates were great.
They really were.
Say what you will about Donald Trump. That dude is a showman. Like, P.T. Barnum is getting channeled through him whenever he gives a debate.
That's why Chris Wallace and that black lady whose name I forgot did the debating for Joe Biden.
Yeah, because he's terrible at it.
Trump do it, he would trounce him.
Yeah.
And he did, and he was right about what he said. And Chris Wallace still like, you're wrong, sir.
That's true. Shut up, Chris Wallace, you fucking douche.
Will you denounce white supremacy? Yes. I'm not done painting you as a white supremacist, sir. Please wait.
Please wait till I finish painting the picture for the tapestry of lies for everyone. Yeah. Ugh.
But yeah, to this article, I mean, it's not really that surprising. It's funny because this is a loss for Jack Smith. Yeah. Whether he loses the case overall, or this is a loss. This is a slap in his face, which is funny.
Well, he's been flexing the rules anyway.
Yeah.
So he's really reaching out there.
But I'm glad to see it happen because I do enjoy that guy's misery because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
We had Fanny news too, and I don't remember what it was. What happened with Fanny?
Fanny. See, last I heard, she was doing something retarded. I don't fucking remember. I'll have to pull it up. Hold on.
I know we had something we were supposed to talk about with her.
Yeah.
I can't remember which. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about this, but I guess we can talk about this story too.
What you talking about, Fannie Willis?
Before we get to Fanny, since I have this one, this is a quick thing. That there's a Connecticut high school that was required by law to put a tampon dispenser in the boys' bathroom.
Yep.
And it was up for 20 minutes before somebody ripped it off the wall.
Like I said on Twitter, somebody just needed a whole lot of mousies and telescopes, because that's what those are.
Well, reportedly, the tampons were just left littered on the floor. Those bastards.
A bunch of boys. What did you expect was going to happen? You're lucky they didn't shove them up some freshman's butt.
Yeah, the Connecticut bill says that tampon dispensers have to be in women's bathrooms, the family bathroom, any gender bathroom, what they call family bathrooms these days, and at least one male bathroom in your establishment has to have tampons. Yep, that is a real law. Thank you. This is Kyle for that feminist $12.
Woo!
Wallace, Trump, have you ever supported the KKK? Trump, no, I have not. Wallace, do you see how he lies? Half to Jack. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Kyle. I just pulled it up. Fannie Willis, there's a lot of talk about how the case will basically fall apart if she gets taken off the case. But she's getting called to testify over claims she had an improper relationship with the special prosecutor. So she's actually has to testify in something.
That's in the divorce case between her former lover and his wife, who says that he's trying to hide money from her and used money that he spent on vacations with Fanny to prove that he was hiding money from her.
Yeah, she said she's not going to step down, but she does have to testify. So
yeah, and she said that I don't really have anything to say, so there's no reason to call me for this, except for your material witness and whether or not this guy was, spending money that he was hiding from his wife as he was fucking you, you dirty whore.
She paid him a lot of money for being
a lot of money,
like an ambulance chaser, effectively, like the lowest rent of lawyers, from what I could tell.
Yeah, Andrew Tate is launching his own crypto coin. It's funny because he said, I mean, this is a quote from him, I don't have anything to do with crypto. I don't need to rob my fans. Apparently now he needs to rob his fans, Jack.
He wasn't before with that university thing?
No, he said he wasn't. He didn't need to rob his fans. And he didn't need to rob his fans unless you count, defrauding men, pretending to be a chick, and having a whorehouse with women against their will to be something bad. But now, yes, Andrew Tate is starting his own crypto coin, and he's going to make a bunch of money off really stupid people.
Yeah. I know Ethan Van Sciver was talking about doing a cover for his second issue of his comic book. So Andrew Tate's going to have some Van Sciver art, supposedly.
I don't understand why people are aligning themselves with that shitbag. I really don't.
It's clout chasing.
Yeah. Tate is a big lying baby anyway. He really is. I mean, he's a twat is what he is. He's such a bitch-made bitch. Bullwinkle, thank you. In normal circumstances, I would not want Trump to run. These being extremely not normal, I think he's the only rational choice. And that's fair. I mean, let's be honest. What's going to happen is if he gets elected, Jack, which at this point I think he will, despite what, who was it? Quinnipiac?
Quinnipiac? I don't know.
I know you're supposed to pronounce the "I" part. Quinnipiac. Whatever, that stupid pollster, they came out and like Biden 50 to Trump's 44. Bullshit.
I'm not buying it.
Moody's came out and said Biden is probably going to win unless gas prices go up like expected in the winter of 2024. Which, by the way, would have to actually be in the fall because the election is before winter, technically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got a lot of stuff around that time. It's already gone up. It's back up to like 350 by me. I don't know about anybody else, but it's still up.
Moody's rationale is that the economy is actually doing pretty good. And they make the same mistake that all of these assholes make hey, inflation has come down, without addressing the fact that inflation hasn't been fixed. There's two ways to fix a massive inflation like we had last year. And that is either deflation, which we haven't seen, or wages catching up to inflation so it doesn't hurt as much. If you were paying 50 cents for something and you were making $5, but that thing goes up to $1 and suddenly you're making $10, percentage-wise, you're paying the same amount. You're paying a tenth. Go back and listen to it again. I promise you the math is right. And that's wages coming up to match inflation. This is why inflation never actually goes back down in any meaningful way, Jack, is because we just end up paying people more. But wages have not caught up. So you can tell me that it's only 3% inflation right now, and that's not a big deal. But I'm still paying the extra 12% from last year, too. So until that gets fixed, then he's still fucked.
You shut your sass hole with all these hate facts, mister.
Hasan Piker's a loser. Watch Vaush instead. Why? If I wanted brain damage, I'd just run headlong into the wall over and over again. I watch those guys just to laugh at them because they're retarded.
Well, and I mean, it's some pretty suspect stuff. Look at what Vaush said about like kids and sex.
Yes, Vaush said that there can be benefits for children having sex, for the child having sex with adults. That's a real thing, he said.
That's pretty evil.
Yep. In fact, he told his audience, you can get as mad as you want about it, but it's true.
No, that's not true.
It's not true.
Highly damaging to children. And there have been hundreds of studies on this.
No. There can be benefits. Vaush said so.
Just some fat, hairy dude in his basement said it. Doesn't make it true.
Out of context. Explain the context of how that makes sense anywhere.
Unless he's quoting somebody else, which he wasn't.
He was not, no.
Then, yeah, it's really hard to pull out of context.
He absolutely said that, and he absolutely meant exactly what he said, is that there can be benefits for children having sex with adults. You can try to dress it up and say that he went on to explain that he thought it made them good lovers for when he got to bang him, whatever it was he tried to say. But yeah, he absolutely said that it was okay. About sweatshops. What?
Was he pro sweatshop too? I mean, a lot of communists are pro sweatshops, so
he was trying to explain that there can be good things to come out of a bad situation, and he used children having sex with adults as his example.
That's a terrible example.
It's a very bad example.
I mean, it's not like he said, black people learned skilled trades while being slaves.
Conflating fake screenshots. No, homie, it's a video. You can go watch it.
Yeah, it's easily found too. Thank you, Dragon Mage. My favorite person for dealing with the media was Kayleigh McEnany. She would just list off their lies. Yeah, she had that whole binder of hilarity.
Yeah. And, there's been talk about Carrie Lake and a position for her in the administration. She would be pretty good as a press secretary because she did that to reporters in the Arizona race.
Yeah, she used to work for the media. So,
yep. And she would call them out straight to their faces by name because she knew them all because she worked with them. And, that's something she's very good at. And she didn't even need the binder. She had that shit on lock, man. I'm not the hugest Carrie Lake fan because I think she almost veers a little too much into the insanity of the Marjorie Taylor Greene kind of way.
Oh, yeah.
But she is a smart lady. And when it comes to dealing with the press, she did it very, very well. But yeah, Kayleigh, man. Have you watched any of Kayleigh's show?
I've seen her. When I'm at my folks' house, they got Fox News on quite a bit. So every now and then I'll see her on like the Outnumbered show.
Consider 00 says lefties rub me the wrong way. What are you, underage?
Are you at a high school? If you need help, just let us know. We'll try and get you some.
Blink twice if there's a lefty around you right now, bro.
Yeah,
I know what he's getting at. I'm sorry, that just made me laugh, dude. I'm not fucking with you. Hey, lefties, stop touching kids. Anyway. I forgot what we were talking about because that made me laugh. Kayleigh's show. I've only caught clips here and there because I don't watch television regularly, Jack. And honestly, it feels like a waste. She's not as good in that role as she was dealing with the press. Did I go out again?
No.
Oh. She should be doing a show more like Tucker because she has the chops for that kind of show. And it just kind of feels like she's on a leash, which I wouldn't be surprised with Fox News because, they've gone as lefty as they have. Yeah. Anyhow.
I want to bang her sister.
I love when we get trolls in here. I wish we had better ones. They're always so dumb.
Oh,
they're always so dumb.
Here's a link to some videos.
Can't they be clever just once?
No. The good trolls go to other places, dude. It's just the short straw we've been given. See, we have to work our way up to A-level trolls. We don't get we get like the short bus trolls because we're small channel.
The problem is they're lefties. They're all short bus, man.
I know.
Yeah. What do you mean you can't be a woman with a penis? Why would you tear down a tampon dispenser in a men's bathroom?
To get the mousies and telescopes.
Why? I can't believe they made that law. I mean, I realize the world we live in, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, everything's fucking stupid these days, so.
And the principal was mad, too.
Oh, boo-hoo. Like, that's not even like a cool senior prank. It's just generalized vandalism that you would expect in a high school. Yeah. Like, nobody expected this. They break everything. They're teenagers.
You You put a tampon dispenser in a boys' bathroom in a high school.
Yeah, like if there's no camera or people watching, they'll knock over a vending machine for the fun of it. They're impulsive because they're teenage boys.
And what's funnier than tearing down the tampon dispenser in a boys' bathroom?
Yeah, you don't even have to be one of the so-called based people for that. That's just people like, hey, nobody's around, nobody comes in here. I'm going to break this because that's what teenage boys do. They want to see what they get away with. Maybe they wanted to see how it worked inside, or maybe they just didn't like the feng shui of it on the wall. Who knows? That there's no real logic behind it when it's teenage boys 99% of the time.
Yeah. I would think it would make more sense, and I'm not saying this should happen because I know there's people who disagree with such things. So, but if you're going to put a dispenser in a boy's bathroom, in a high school bathroom, wouldn't a condom dispenser make more sense?
You'd think so. I would put the condom dispenser in the girls' room so the Virginia trans rapists would at least be safe when they're raping chicks up the pooper.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that. Yeah, put them in both bathrooms. I mean, because at least it would make sense for a woman to carry a condom. She's not the one that's going to put it on herself, but she would, give it to her John or whatever, and it would make sense. Has any woman ever asked a dude, "Hey, you got a tampon?" Ever in the history of the world? Because there's no reason for a man to be walking around with a tampon.
Just in case of emergency. Good to be prepared like a Boy Scout, because that tampon is actually very useful. Not only is it a mousy and a telescope, it can also help with bullet wounds.
Here,
nosebleeds.
Let me help out
like get a gray marker, paint it gray, and throw it in a room full of girls and watch them go eek.
Let me help the trans boys out there with a little basic biology. If you need a tampon, you shouldn't be in the men's room. A tampon is used for periods, which girls get, and women, Jack, because they get them well into their 50s. So that's a thing for girls. That's your body telling you, hey, you're a girl.
Well, now what do trans 50-year-old male swimmers that identify as teenage girls do?
Did
he technically have menopause?
Thank you, Comrade Kitty, for becoming a member. I appreciate it, my friend. Yeah, they diddle kids. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I forgot.
It's kind of on brand, really.
Am I making you angry? No, we're laughing at you because you're a retard. Spermicidal cream. Yes, that is a form of lubricant as well.
Is that really? See, your goal as a troll should never be to make somebody angry. It should be to make people laugh. That's why you're doing it wrong. Yeah. How much you want to bet this is that bird-chested bitch that used to come around all the time?
Oh yeah,
the one who got beat up by the boxing bag, the heavy bag.
Yeah, I forgot about that dude.
I just remember him because he always came in beating his chest. There's only a few trolls that I remember, Jack. Of course, Ufio, because he's made a name for himself. There's the Aaron chick who, for some reason, won't block me, but blocks anybody who responds to her after she responds to me.
Yeah, she blocked me. I don't remember. I said something mildly innocuous. I didn't even address her. I was talking to you. I got a block. So she wants you all to herself, monkey.
Thank you, Daryl.
Can't just ignore her.
Thank you, Daryl, who says you can use tampons to shine shoes. I mean, you can. It's cotton.
Yeah. There's a lot of uses for a tampon. Not what they're designed for, which is bullet wounds and hatchet wounds, but they have uses.
There's no reason to put it into a boy's bathroom in a high school. There's no reason to put it in a men's bathroom. Because let's be honest, if you're getting your shoes shined in a men's bathroom, it's a high class one that has a shoe shine in there. You're not breaking out the stuff and shit. I got to get these shiny in the bus station bathroom. Thank you, Cast One. Someone I was talking to said the new executive power isn't a problem because Congress gave war to the president, and that's what we should put effort into. Who the fuck are you talking to? One, the War Powers Act, which is not just blanket, is illegal anyway. The Congress should have the balls to just vote for war or not, and the issue is they refuse to, so they try to pass the buck. Same thing they do with all of these government agencies when it should be something they pass. Like, no, we'll make the EPA and just let them make shit up on their own. Our Congress, for all the talk about the do-nothing Congress, our Congress does way too much of the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Stuff they're not supposed to be doing, they do all the time. Shit they're supposed to be doing, they pass the buck to other people. Into fighting repealing, I should say. Oh, thank you, Chaos One. Put the effort into fighting the war powers they gave to the president. The president still has to get actual war powers from Congress. We haven't had a declared war because of that. Because these guys have been pussies since World War II. Oh my God, I'm going to get negative press if I vote for that or if I vote against it.
Look, press is so important, Monkey. It affects which cocktail parties you get invited to.
True. You might not get to go to the correspondence dinner.
Oh, no, you won't have. Yeah, but Stephen Colbert makes fun of you there. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Actually, Monkey, if you have a really good woman, she'll put the condom on for you without using her hands, of course.
See, now I'm a fan of kissing, and I don't want to kiss somebody who's got a condom in their mouth.
What if they're flavored?
No. Here, baby, suck on this spermicidal balloon and then kiss me. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, you can get the lambskin ones.
Plus, I mean, given my history, you can probably guess that I don't like condoms.
That's why you had 3 children before you were 25, so.
22.
22, wow, yeah, my bad.
I was 22 when my third child was born.
Nice.
My wife and son laughed at your pube story. I'm glad they enjoyed it. I told it so hopefully people would laugh. It's 100% true, but the Onion is far superior to the Babylon Bee. You mean because you don't like humor?
No, Babylon Bee is too predictive of the future.
The Onion used to be funny, and then they decided to be, activists like everybody else, and there's no humor in them anymore. And I'm not being mean here. I will laugh at things that make fun of me, Jack. But it's got to be funny, and they're just not funny.
Funny.
Yeah. What is the Onion's top headline today, Jack?
I don't know. I don't even hear people talk about the Onion. I didn't even know it was still around until a couple weeks back. Somebody offhandedly mentioned it on Twitter.
The top story on the Onion is Texans explain why razor wires should be allowed at the border. Despite both the Supreme Court and the Biden administration ordering the removal of the razor wire along the U.S.-Mexico border, Texas Governor Abbott has pledged to continue installing it. The Onion asked Texas why they support the controversial decision. One, you're wrong. The Supreme Court did not order the removal of the razor wire.
No, they just said the feds could cut it.
That is a flat lie.
Yeah, but it's a popular lie that nobody's bothering to look at.
I don't even think it's a lie. It's what they would call misinformation. It's just whoever wrote that is really fucking stupid and doesn't understand.
Well, they work at the Onion, so.
Thank you, Cass One. Look, I'm an extrovert with introvert hobbies and a middle road right now person in a field where all the crazies go. Kind of people who cry about arrests, then post memes praising Mao and Palestine. Jesus fuck, dude. That sounds like Monkey's Playground.
Sounds like the kind of place that you'd have to be removed from for your own safety.
I would be fired so fast.
Right?
Yeah, the onion is that is such a funny thing. Texas explain why razor wires needed. Yeah, you win. Told you the guy has no sense. See, the trolls, they're just not funny.
Well,
Sad.
the quality has just gone downhill in everything lately.
Well, I mean, it is Biden's America, so we're getting discount ones.
Yeah,
we got Walmart trolls. No, we got dollar store trolls.
Yeah, we got dollar store trolls. We don't have Dollar General trolls. We have Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree, yes.
Speaking of which, I was at Dollar Tree the other day, and you know what I fucking saw? I thought of you immediately. Ramen noodles with wrappers on them. Like hip-hop wrappers.
Wait, they got hip-hop ramen?
Yeah. There's several kinds. I took some video of it. I was going to upload them as shorts. I'll have to do that soon so you can see it. Because I forget who was... It's a bunch of nobodies I've never fucking heard of. Maybe hip-hop people will know who they are, but I'd never heard of them. But they have different... There's like 4 or 5 different flavors, and one of them sounded kind of good. But it's at the Dollar Tree, so I'm not buying food there unless I have to be homeless before I buy from the Dollar Tree. Unless it's snacks or something.
Talking about the last article we had up on the screen, Dragon Mage says, not even a parody, it's just a bad article. True.
Yeah, there's no humor there at all because
and
humor involves being a little bit edgy and possibly offending someone more often than not. So not going to happen.
When all you're doing is parroting what the administration tells you to say, is you're not funny.
Yeah.
It really is sad how bad lefties used to have a sense of humor. They really did.
Yeah, they used to be the funny ones. Babylon Beat did an article where talked about the Texas border where they put up pictures of Hunter Biden from the laptop so that the federal government would ignore it. That's way funnier than what you just read.
Nice. That is funny.
Right?
I'm hilarious. We're not talking about your penis, homie. Thousands without power in downtown Toronto after raccoon makes contact with Hydro One equipment.
Did you just pull this from the side chat? You skipped all the others.
I know. I started at the bottom.
I always tell you to start at the top. You never do.
I am
this
not
was
known.
The show.
Excuse me.
The palate cleanser.
I am not known for following rules, Jack.
I have noticed that.
I do things monkey way. My mom couldn't change this. My teachers couldn't change this. My bosses couldn't change this. My wife hasn't changed it. It's just who I am.
You're just a big version of the gremlin from Gremlins.
This is me tearing the tampon dispenser off the wall.
Oh, yeah. Subverting expectations.
Nuts, thanks for dropping the link, sweetie. All right.
Thousands are freaking married couple. Yeah, pretty much.
Thousands of Toronto Hydro customers are without power on Thursday evening after a raccoon made contact with Hydro One equipment at a downtown station, the utilities say. Oh, that poor bastard got fried, didn't he?
They usually do.
Oh, poor raccoon. That shit off my screen. Why does it do this?
I don't know, because you're not using your ad block properly.
I don't have ad block.
Well, I open them in Microsoft Edge, and for some reason, mine is defaulted with ad block. I don't know why. I don't know how to shut it off, but it always blocks all this shit. Just grab the original hyperlink. It's on the Toronto Sun.
There we go. The outage, and it does it at the top because they use that fucking thing like the post. I hate these people. The outage began at 7:40, but all power was restored by 10:20, according to Toronto Hydro. At its peak at 9:30, about 7,000 Toronto Hydro customers were affected. Aw, poor Canadians had to be cold tonight, Jack.
Well, it's Canada, so it's probably really cold. It's February in Canada.
See, this is why I don't like raccoons. They're bastards, man.
Yes, but I did a extensive search of about 1 minute, and I found other examples where this has happened before. In 2008 in Ballard. What?
Keldrick, thank you. That's the price he pays for being born a raccoon. Fair enough. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah, in 2008 in Ballard, which is a suburb of Seattle, Washington, raccoon did the same thing. In 2014 in Jersey City, in 2016 in Grand Rapids, Michigan, in 2018 in Kissimmee, Florida, 2022 in Sequin, Texas, which is by San Antonio, in 2023 in Hampton, New Hampshire, and La Crosse, Wisconsin, and now this in 2024. I think this is an alien invasion. They're attempting to shut down our power and turn us Amish so that they can take over and eat us.
It sounds like a raccoon terrorist plot, really.
It does, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Because it keeps happening. And that was just like, seriously, 2-minute search. I typed in raccoon and like power supply or something like that. And all these came up. I bet if I did some deep diving, I could find some going back to the 80s or the 70s. And oh my God, there's a whole conspiracy here of raccoons shutting down the power grid. I wouldn't be surprised if the 2003 power outage of the Eastern Seaboard, or 2005, whatever the fuck it was, if that wasn't caused by a fucking raccoon. And they were lying to us to keep us from knowing the truth, that the raccoons are trying to take away electricity.
Do you think anybody ate the fried raccoon?
Yeah, probably. I mean, they're a little gamey, but
you'll end up with some parasites. I learned that watching It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, well, you got to cook it well.
You got to cook it real well. I don't know why you'd eat a raccoon. They look like cats. Cats with hip displacement.
No, that's the mask. See, the mask makes them look like, I'm a fuzzy, cute, little adorable animal, like a little kitty cat. No, they're fucking aliens. They have hands. They have hands. There's how many creatures on Earth have actual hands?
Like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them happens to be this super intelligent thing that knows how to open a jar of peanut butter. I've seen them do it. No, that's a fucking space alien. They've recruited the squirrels as their spies. Those aren't acorns. Those are communication devices. I played Paranoia. I know. But the fucking raccoons are up sabotaging our power grid for what nefarious purpose? Obviously, conquest.
Oh my goodness. We have real stories now. Nothing to worry about, folks. Chinese hackers infiltrate home Wi-Fi routers to attack infrastructure, the FBI warns.
Now you see why I had the raccoons for the wrap-up.
Chinese state-sponsored hackers have infiltrated outdated home and office Wi-Fi routers in the U.S. in preparation for attacks on the electrical grids and water supplies. And they just didn't know they should hire the raccoons.
Right? It's just sacrifice some suicide coons and then you go.
A government investigation found that hundreds of old routers had been infected with malware by a Beijing-backed hacking group known as Volt Typhoon. That's kind of a cool name. That's a cool name. I'll give him that. Mm-hmm. Sounds like it'd be in a Marvel show, honestly. The bad guy is the Volt. How many different bad organizations exist in the Marvel universe? I mean, this is a question that came up on pitch meeting. I don't want to take credit for thinking of it myself. But seriously, how many different subversive agencies are in the Marvel universe?
A couple dozen. Easily.
The FBI on Wednesday said it had deleted the malware that was distributed on the routers of unknown Americans to gain a foothold in the country's critical national infrastructure. Okay, something's not adding up here. There's no way the Chinese should be able to get any kind of access to the electrical grid by infecting my Wi-Fi router.
One would think. However, we've seen the Chinese build police stations and secret laboratories. Well, what surprised me if they bought enough Hunter Biden paintings, they could have access to the power grid.
The only way for that to happen would be if this was going through either the power companies with outdated Wi-Fi routers or somewhere within the government that has control of those was infected.
Those are both possibilities, but I don't rule out the fact that they're probably bribing a bunch of people to look the other way on some of these hacks.
Maybe they were going to kind of try to hide their footprint and run it through somebody else's router.
Yeah, they're hiding their
But again, that wouldn't be an issue with the router. The fact that they could get in that way would be the issue. Right? Because if the power grid had the protections on it, it wouldn't matter that they tried to hit it from my router or your router. That part's not really important. I'm just saying there's something more to this story that they're not actually telling us.
Does it involve raccoons?
No, because that would be cute. This is just freaky. And once again, it's been taken over by ads, so we're going to just close that down. It's probably, I probably got Chinese stuff on my Wi-Fi. Damn it. Look, we've talked about this many times. There's so many critical things computerized that are not protected the way they should be. It's just true. Do that? And there's going to come a time where we pay for it.
Oh, yeah. And that time is rapidly approaching, unfortunately.
And in a lot of cases, it wouldn't take much. It just takes money to protect it. You have to spend the money to put in the protections. It has to be done.
They keep talking about doing it and not doing anything. That they were supposed to be hardening the grid against like solar flares, the EMPs, like 20 years ago. They still haven't done it. They've done a couple of places, but that's about it. They haven't done any of the stuff that they know these are problems, and they don't do anything.
The thing is, I'm not as worried about the EMP thing. I know that worries everybody, and it's an issue if it ever comes up. But they don't have to go that far. And as Frosted just pointed out, they beat this president with a balloon.
Yeah.
Look at what happened in Israel on October 7th. Israel has a massive electronic border around Gaza, right? And how did the Gazans get around that? They went old school. They just shot the fucking cameras.
Yep.
We're so busy worried about the most high-tech shit. We haven't even dealt with the lowest tech shit. If they can use my Wi-Fi to access the power grid, that is a problem that starts so far under EMPs, it's not even supposed to be in the same conversation.
I know, but if they're ignoring the big shit like EMPs and solar flares, they're not even looking at this little stuff. This is so asymmetrical to their way of thinking in government. They would never even think of this. We hire people specifically to look for these kind of problems, but like look at NASA. It's a great example. If you look at what SpaceX is doing by their innovation, creating reusable rockets, shit like that, NASA's dusting off old V2s to try and send those into space because they only think in one way. They only hire people that will work within these parameters. We know this works. That's what we're doing. That's the only way this can be done. That's how they think in government, because bureaucrats are fucking dumb.
The issues with this, nothing critical should be online. I'm sorry, it just shouldn't be.
No,
they should be closed systems, and if they were closed systems, it wouldn't be an issue. Unfortunately, they're not. And then you have people that work for our government that can't figure out phishing scams, Jack.
Yeah, because they're fucking stupid. We hire dumb people.
Do you know how many of the hacks that we hear about all the time were actually just a phishing scam? These aren't people who are jamming the system with guesses. They're not trying to power through passwords and guessing every possible combination. They email Susie, who works at the company, and say, hey, we need your password. And Susie's like, okay. And that's it. And then they're like, how did this happen? Well, you didn't educate these people.
Yeah, because we have a lot of bureaucrats, and they are largely incompetent people because they have nothing jobs. They're when they target people like this, they just send out mass emails to everybody. It's somebody that works in like the third floor mailroom, whose entire job is to like delete spam off of his folder. It was like, oh, bigger boner pills. Cool. I'll check that out. Click.
I just want to repeat this because I know you guys listen to me. Nobody who would ever need your password needs to ask you for it.
Yeah, they've all got it.
They can get in other ways. You might think it's encrypted. I promise you somebody can read your shit. Nobody that needs your password would ever ask you for it. You know why? It's not even for their sake, Jack. Well, I mean, it's for their sake because they know that if you fall for that shit, it's more work for them. And I guarantee you, if you work at a company that deals with email and shit, you've gotten an email that says never give out your password.
Yeah.
Ever. But it looks like it came from the right place. No. Stop being stupid, people. We really do.
It says IT at ccp.gov.
It said IT.
It's right there in the name. Duh. Thank you, Frosted Glass. Actually, our best hope is they try to hack the grid through Monkey's internet. Then they'd be so pissed from the outages and make Nan King look like nothing.
I just want to repeat that tonight it wasn't my internet. It was something happened with StreamYards. But normally you're right, 100%. That oligarchy music video was cringe. I don't know what you're talking about. My workplace has regular mandatory IT security training, even for me, a janitor. It's actually obnoxious. Maybe, whoops. I hiccuped in the middle of that and missed part. That's true. That's a true thing that just happened to me.
I know.
Eldred, thank you for the donation. I'll finish reading it here in just a second. Where are we? Maybe such a thing should be government policy. Here's the thing. These guys get that training. They're told this stuff. It's pretty standard these days, Jack. And people still fall for it.
Because people are dumb.
If I were these companies, I would put out an email like that, being like, hey, we need your password. And anybody that fell for it would go through intensive training. And then we'd do it again. And if they fell for it a second time, they'd be fired.
Absolutely.
You can't let that shit go. This is how we end up finding out Donna Brazil was, feeding questions to Hillary.
Yeah, but unfortunately in government, nobody ever gets fucking fired for being a screw up. At most, they get shifted to another building.
All of these hacks that we hear about all the time, they're not hacks. They're phishing attempts. Thank you, Cigar Chomping Penguin. Kevin Mitnick, one of the world's most infamous hackers, got 90+% of his info from dumpster diving and sweet talking people on the phone. Yeah. Most people in movies, it's always somebody who's like, oh, let me figure this out. Crack. I cracked the code. That's not how it is in real life. There are very few people who have the skills to do that anyway. But yeah, for the record, guys, don't make your password anything that identifies you. Because yes, dumpster diving, people will go through your mail and find something like your birthday or a name of somebody you write on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Because most people use something like that as their password. Stop doing that shit. I will tell you guys, if you ever try to guess my password, my birthday is always in my password. You know why, Jack? Because these days passwords always make you have numbers. It's the rest of it that's random. I have no idea what else I type. But if there's a 4 and 2 2s in every password I make. It's not always together like 422. Sometimes it's even 224.
Holy shit, you're mixing it up. You're making it confusing for all the hackers, Monkey.
Now guess the rest of it and see what happens. Because even I don't know what the rest of it is. I shouldn't use Frosted's Massive Cock 69. I mean, it's probably not the best. Anyway, how I get my passwords, I just smack the keys on the keyboard and whatever comes up I use. That's fair too. Don't use something that's identifiable. If it's something you would think of in relation to you, don't use it. It's bad policy. Anyway, All right, Jack, we have something from the Washington Examiner. No, I do not want to make you my front fucking page. Leave me alone with that shit. When did they start doing that crap again?
I don't know.
That was a thing back in the late 2000s, where every site you went to, like, do you want to make this your homepage? No. I know how to make my homepage. Anyway, before we get to your article here, Jack, because it for reasons that I can't explain, it made me think of it. Kevin McCarthy is on a rampage right now. He left Congress after getting voted out as speaker, and he's decided the 10 Republicans that he thought were going to support him and didn't, they, or at least the ones who voted with the Democrats to kick him out, the 10 of them need to be punished, and him and a pack that supports him, even though he's out of politics, this is still a thing. They are funding people to run against folks like Nancy Mace. Just pointing out that Kevin McCarthy's proving that he should have been kicked out of office.
Yeah.
What a little whiny bitch. Now, there's part of me that understands, but there's also part of me that, no, you don't get back at the people who got you. I understand that. But there's also part of me that thinks, you're like 60, bitch. Grow up.
Yeah, he can't. He's a child. Well, that's the problem with a lot of our politicians is they're mentally stunted at like 14.
Yeah.
And they're dumb on top of that.
And if you think being linked to you is going to help these candidates in places where these guys kicked you out, are you fucking retarded?
Especially after you were such a little bitch about getting voted out as speaker.
He never should have been voted in. They'd already had that fight back when we ended up with Paul Ryan.
Yeah.
And they let him have their turn. The Freedom Caucus said, don't do this. And he turned out to be the little bitch everybody knew he was.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad they got him out, because look at how he's acting now.
Yeah.
He got butt hurt and he's being a little baby about it. Fuck, get over yourself, you idiot.
Democratic Governor Healy slammed for closing rec center in black neighborhood to house immigrants.
Oopsie poopsie.
Well, all he had to do was, put Haitians in there. Right? I mean, that takes care of the problem. Can't call him racist for kicking out black people when he puts in other black people. Speaking of which, we've gone 2 days now without acknowledging it is Black History Month, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to reiterate my objection to Black History Month, because if the people are important enough to be studying, they should just be part of the curriculum normally, because Black Americans are Americans.
I know it's weird that the Democrats don't seem to grasp that, but they created the Klan.
They literally segregated them to their own month.
The shortest month on top of that.
Yeah, the shortest month indeed. But we got to fight racism. Let's separate the Negroes. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Right?
Anyway, residents of a Boston neighborhood are fuming after why? You're in Boston. You supported this asshole. After Governor Maura Healey demanded a popular sports recreational building be used to house the state's influx of immigrants. They mean illegal aliens. Healey insisted the Melnia A. Cass Recreational Complex in Roxbury, a hub for young and old residents to enjoy physical activities, would become a shelter on Wednesday for immigrants who had been sleeping on the floor of Logan International Airport. Let them stay at the airport. Fuck them. You're going to bring them in, leave them in the fucking airport.
Alternately, they could catch a flight home.
You know what? I figured it out, Jack. What we need is to put them on planes like we saw leaving Afghanistan. We'll tape them to the wheel and send them home.
I am not opposed to this.
You don't have to buy a ticket for that, right? You can still fill up all the seats with regular passengers, and you just tape them to the wheel.
Yeah, there is a lot of extra cargo space that goes to waste, I'm sure.
Young and old residents, why not just say residents? Jack, you want to answer that?
You know why. Come on.
It's because they get paid by the word, homie.
Yep. The Dickens effect.
3
cents a word.
Oh, wait, we already did that. We're here today because it's a chick. I said he supported that prick. So see, I'm not sexist. We're here today because we don't really have a choice. Families continue to come to this country. They continue to come to Massachusetts, Healy said at a press conference. Well, we could stop them from coming. That's what we need to do. We need to cock block these people. Stop them from coming. I thought that was clever.
I agree.
Did
you see the infographic that Senator put up?
Which
where
one?
He stole all my ideas. There's like armed military guys with an electrified fence and a moat full of gators.
No.
Yeah, he put it up. He's like, this is what the MAGA Republicans want. I was like, you forgot the landmines.
Like, why are you saying that like it's a bad thing?
Yeah, why are you stealing my ideas, bitch? Get your own.
Residents of Roxbury, a majority black community, voiced their frustration. Yeah, why didn't they do this in a white neighborhood?
You know why?
Because white people vote?
No, because Governor Karen there was like, you'll get along just fine. You people kind of look alike. That's pretty sure. I'm pretty sure 99% that's how that conversation happened.
It's because white people vote, and if she did this in a white neighborhood, they wouldn't vote for her.
There's that too. But then also it's a poor community. This is like where they do the midnight basketball shit. It's the community rec center. They have no real power. They can't afford attorneys. So they can't fight this in any way. They can just complain at a meeting, and then they'll just have them arrested or thrown out. So, yeah, of course they're going after the poor neighborhood. It's not because you're black. It's because you're poor.
No, well, poor too. Poor people don't vote enough either. Black folks, I need you to listen to me. Vote. And when they do shit like this, vote them out.
Yeah.
They don't take you seriously because they know you're still just going to vote for them.
Yeah. And we've been saying for a while, this is going to impact poor black people way more than most other demographics. And this is exactly why.
They know they can do this to the black constituents, and they will probably still vote for them because that's just what is done in America. You're not really black if you don't vote Democrat. Roxbury is on fire, and this is a wake-up call, a resident said at the forum. The state is taking care of the migrants, so who's taking care of the kids in Roxbury? Another resident added. They don't give a shit about you. When are you going to get this? You are a means to an end to them. All right. Well, there you go. Young and old black people in Roxbury, go fuck yourselves.
Middle-aged ones are okay, though.
Yeah, middle-aged ones are fine. They're at home doing streams for people anyway. Yeah. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why am I not shocked by that, Jack?
I know, right? I was just this is exactly what I was saying when I said the people that are going to be most affected by these illegals are the poor people in the poor neighborhoods, and especially in the black community, because they're going to take advantage of them, and this prime example just falls out of the sky.
Yeah, notice they didn't go to a neighborhood that looks like the governor.
Oh no, the gated communities don't accept those kind of people.
Hell no. No, we're not gonna have the dirties around here. We love them. They're awesome.
They're all poor and stuff. Ugh. Oh, they don't even speak English. They're like my gardener.
They're like my babysitter. My au pair. Anyway.
You want to do the last one, or are we skipping that?
Well, you got to leave in 10 minutes, and you added that after the fact again.
Well, Spittlebuggy told me about it, and I didn't see it till then.
We'll grab it tomorrow.
Okay. I'll mark it for tomorrow.
Jack has to take off by 6, so we got to wrap this one up anyway. And I've been yawning. I don't know if you've heard me.
No, I just assumed you were cutting out.
Dude, I've been so tired the last 2 days. I've spent more time asleep, not just in bed, asleep, than I've spent awake.
Wow.
Sinuses, dude. Sinuses drain the energy right out of you. Give me another day or two and I'll be back to normal. But fuck, I just want to sleep. And that's probably what I'm going to do. So, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Even our really bad troll. I appreciate the view, you dumbass. Thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome. We really, really do appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to chill out?
I'll drop a link to something. But thank you guys so much for the donations. It really does help. You guys are very generous, and you're awesome, and you're beautiful people too. And if somebody has Moonshock's GoFundMe, please drop it in the chat because he's got cancer again, and he needs some assistance. But other than that, you guys are awesome. Have a great day.
I'll game when I wake up. I'm too tired. I got to go back to bed. I haven't been up that long, Jack.
Oh,
I've only been up since 10. It was funny. My phone rang. I'm getting out of bed. I put my feet on the floor. I stand up and my phone rings, and it's Satsu. And I answer the phone like, "Hello." It's like, "Oh my God, were you sleeping?" I'm like, "No, I'm actually getting up." But we talk about doing a game stream, and I hang up, and my wife looks at me. She goes, "Satsu?" I say, "Yep." She goes, "What? Did his spider sense tingle that his boyfriend woke up?" Like, fuck. Yes, apparently it did. But guys, we'll do a game when I wake up. That's on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey. There's one from yesterday. You can go watch. That one was only 2 or 3 hours. So check that out if you haven't already. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Everybody have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves. I love you. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Here's a singity song at the end of the show. It's what we do, so you'll just fucking go. No, we love you.